What's up, YouTubers? It's your girl Shannon from Evie and Chill, and in today's video we are talking about money. Money, 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 money. Okay, every time I hear that song, I think of, do you remember that show The Apprentice with Donald Trump like forever ago? That's where my mind goes. But we are going to be talking about some De Niro today, and I'm going to share with you how much cheddar it costs to insure the EV6. And you might actually be surprised because it's pretty spency. Okay, but before we jump into that, let's do a quick review. This is the 2022 Kia EV6 Wind trim level with the tech package, all-wheel drive. I have it wrapped in this beautiful British racing green. Look at that, she is popping. What? Just like my eyes. Ooh, and it is windy out today. But I have to say about the vehicle, so far we have absolutely loved the EV6. I mean, look at it. It is a sweet ride. Take a look here. It is spacious. Look at how much room there is in there. And it drives really well. This thing, it's super smooth to drive. I love the driver's display. It's really great for road trips. And even charging wise, this baby has been a breeze to own in that regard too. I mean, it charges really quickly. I've actually been super impressed at how quickly it charges. I think clearly overall it's really easy to say that owning the EV6 has been a really awesome experience so far. Until you factor in the insurance piece. Okay, now it's getting really windy and they're mowing the lawn over there, so let's hop inside and continue this. There we are, much better. Okay, so like I was saying, owning the EV6 has been really great. But then you factor in the insurance part, and I mean, thinking about insurance, like it's one of those necessary evils, right? Like we don't really want to pay for it, but when we need it, we need it. So before I tell you how much we are actually paying currently for the Kia, let me rewind and let me tell you about some of our other EVs, past EVs that we've owned, and even another current one that we own. I'm going to tell you how much we've paid for insurance owning all of our vehicles, and then I'm going to tell you how much this sucker is. Okay, so starting off, I'm going to tell you how much our Tesla Model 3 was. Now, we got this vehicle, it was a 2019 Tesla Model 3 long-range dual motor. If you are a longtime follower of the channel, you might remember his name was Kanye. And this was like when Teslas were not super prevalent. Like, it's not like they were super rare, but nowadays, you know, Teslas are like a dime a dozen on the road, especially like if you live on the West Coast, best coast. No, I'm just kidding. We love New England too. But Teslas, they weren't necessarily like everywhere like they are today. They're kind of newer to the market a little bit. So it's not like there were tons and tons of them on the road. But again, it was a super quick car. Like it hit 0 to 60 in the low 4-second range. Like it's quicker, like the 2019 Tesla Model 3 was quicker than the EV6. So that, crazy. Okay, but to insure the Tesla Model 3 annually for 12 months, it costs $958.18. Okay, so take that number, put it in your noggin, keep it in your memory bank. Let's look at the next vehicles here. And moving forward after the Tesla Model 3, that's when we got our 2021 Ford Mustang Mach-E, and we purchased that vehicle back in February. And when we bought that, like we just happened to snag one at like a really great deal. I know the waiting list for those were like miles long. We just happened to get one. They weren't super prevalent on the road yet because again, not a lot of people had them. Parts on hand were pretty much like non-existent. And let's not forget one of the most important factors, people, it had the name Mustang in the name. Now for me, when I think of a Mustang, I think of two things. I think of two things when I think of a Mustang. Number one, I think of all the people who are trying to race me off the line at a red light. And then the second thing I think of is I think of this health teacher I had back in college, and he had this like powder blue Mustang. I'm not gonna lie to you, it looked really pretty, but I kid you not, every single day when he walked into class, he would mention something about his Mustang. If you are a Mustang owner, you are gonna let people know one way or another. And I have to put myself in that category too, because when we owned our Mach-E, I let everyone know that I was a Mustang owner too. Okay, so that's what I think of when I think of Mustang. Okay, but all of those factors put together, I mean, again, not super prevalent on the road yet, parts pretty much non-existent, and it's a Mustang. And I mean, even the Model 3 and the Mustang Mach-E, these are like $50,000 vehicles. So you would think, well, I'm sure insurance must be a little bit more costly. Au contraire, my friend, to insure the Mustang, it was $851.04 for the year. That's it. That's even less expensive than the Model 3. And again, the Model 3 was a sedan, this one was an SUV. I mean, I'm sure a lot of factors went into that. And I'm gonna give you a spoiler alert right here. The Mach-E was less expensive to insure than the EV6. Okay, but before we get there, let's talk about our next vehicle, and that was the 2022 Hyundai Ioniq 5, and it was all-wheel drive. Let's go over those numbers. The Ioniq 5 can do 0 to 60 in the 5-second range. Y'all, just pause and count with me here. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. Boom, you're at 60 miles per hour. Like, yes, okay, some of the other vehicles I just talked about were a little bit quicker, but that is still really impressive. And just like the other vehicles, when we bought the Ioniq 5, there weren't a ton of them like flooding the markets. We were still in like the lower numbers of people owning this vehicle. And again, just like the Mach-E, like it was a newer vehicle, parts weren't super readily accessible. So in my mind, I was thinking, well, maybe insurance could be a little bit higher on that one. But no, so to insure the Ioniq 5, for 12 months, it was $966. Now, if we kind of look at these figures so far, the ones that we've already talked about, the Model 3, the Mach-E, the Ioniq 5, if we put them on a bar graph or like a chart, they're kind of steadily like progressing in the same direction, right? Like nothing too crazy. Now let's go ahead and let's move on and let's talk about the Tesla Model Y Performance. Now this is our 2022 Tesla Model Y Performance. People, this is a performance SUV. Performance is in the name. So to me, I mean, I don't know how you think, but to me, in my mind, I'm thinking like, gosh, this has got to be like astronomical to insure. I mean, thinking about it, it's got like 275s for tires. I mean, if I just mash the accelerator down, people, like I could give someone whiplash at any point in time. Okay, side note, this is kind of a pitch to Tesla. I think anyone who buys a Tesla should get like 1 free chiropractic appointment. I think that should be like a bundled deal. Okay, anyways, you can give someone whiplash at any point in time. And look at the other factors. The interior is this beautiful white color. I mean, this is the quickest vehicle I've ever owned. It's one of the quickest SUVs on the market. 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. Count with me. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and a half. That is crazy. You're at 60 miles per hour. You've got whiplash. You just made an appointment with your chiropractor because you got it free from Tesla. Okay, well, not really. We'll work on that part. But to us, this has been one of the most expensive vehicles we've ever owned. In our mind, we were kind of planning insurance to be a little bit on the higher end. But to insure the Tesla annually, 12 months, people, we're looking at $1,018.82. That is it. Are you serious? People, that is like a little bit more, but pretty on par with the other vehicles. The Model 3, the Mach-E, the Ioniq 5. Like, not too much of a difference there. So that to me, again, just kind of like blew my mind. Like, it is a performance SUV, people. So after finding out all of those numbers with vehicles that we've owned, to me, I was thinking, well, the Kia, maybe to insure it, it might be kind of on par with the Ioniq 5, something like that. But now let's get to it. Let's talk about how much it is to insure this vehicle. For 12 months, people, we are looking at $1,286.42. Okay, what? That is bonkers. As Gwen Stefani would say, that is B-A-N-A-N-A-S. That's just bananas. Why is it so expensive to insure this vehicle? I mean, the Tesla is literally tens of thousands of dollars more than this vehicle. My mind just literally cannot compute, like, why is it so expensive to insure this vehicle? I mean, the Tesla Model Y, if I were to race the Green Lantern versus Red Light District is gonna blow this vehicle out of the water. And as nice as this vehicle is, it's not a performance vehicle. There's like over a $200 difference between insuring this vehicle and the Tesla Model Y Performance. I mean, don't worry, with the extra $200 difference, I can for sure find a way to spend it. Hashtag new shoes. But I really don't understand why that is. If you have any idea why this vehicle is so much to insure, please drop it in the comments below. Slide into my DMs. Please explain it to me. So now that you know how much the Green Lantern is to insure annually, let's put a little bit of a different perspective on this. Now, because you guys are the best subscribers ever, and I know you watch every single one of my videos, then you already know that we have a 2022 Rivian R1T on order. Expected delivery is this fall. Woo woo! I'm so excited. I wish it was fall right now, but instead it is summer and it is blazing out. Okay, but let's look at those numbers, because to insure the R1T, it is actually less expensive than the EV6. Okay, now hang with me here, because technically it is only $8 less to insure annually. So I think that actually equates to like one Starbucks hot chocolate less expensive to insure annually, but still we're saving money. And if you actually look at the numbers here, like, it's pretty bonkers. Okay, so the Rivian, I mean, it's an EV truck. It's got 4 electric motors, 835 horsepower, 908 pound-feet of torque. It can do 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. People, it is less expensive to insure than this Kia. And let's not forget one of the most important factors, the Rivian is over $30,000 more than this EV6 costs. People, what kind of world are we living in? That is crazy. Never in my entire life did I ever think that I could buy a vehicle with over 500 more horsepower and still end up saving money. Now, all of that being said, I'm not gonna complain as I drive down the road in my Rivian drinking my Starbucks hot chocolate. I will actually just be living my best life. I thought the Rivian's insurance would be way more than this Kia. Now, some of you at this point might be thinking like, well, Shan, maybe you were in a whole bunch of car accidents you just didn't tell us about. That hasn't happened. I like to think I defy the woman stereotype driver. Okay, don't talk to my husband about that. But no, we have not had any accidents, anything like that. Like, our record is clear. So I don't know what other factors could have gone into like computing these figures here, but that's where we stand. That's what I wanted to share with you. Again, I don't think insurance is like the primary like factor people consider when they're buying a vehicle, but if you do plan on buying an EV6, you might be surprised. So if you already own one, I'm curious to know what you pay annually. If you're thinking about buying one, I hope this video helps you. And if you're not yet a subscriber, we'd love to have you join our family. So do us a favor, hit that subscribe button. And if you've already subscribed, then drop this video a thumbs up, give it a like. Well, that's all I've got for now. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.